Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the DTM Trophy 2022. It's race number 4, round 2 on the calendar. We are here in the gloriously sunshine-filled Imola. And oh boy, what a grid we have for you today. I can assure you here, you would not have predicted the 2 grids that we've had so far this weekend. They have been so different. Just goes to show how close the talent is from the first to the last driver each and every week. So this should prove to be very exciting indeed, as we have a very close-up shot there of Theo Uverhaus's car. The number 34 in the Vulcan Horse Motorsport team. Currently third in the championship, actually, on 38 points. 19 points behind Tim Heinemann. And Heinemann having his struggles today, although Tim Heinemann dragged the Toyota Gazoo Racing Team Germany, powered by Ring Racing, the longest team name in the history of motorsport, car up to P4. So Tim Heinemann is the defining factor in that car as well. We know how quick he is. Rodrigo Diaz Almeida, loads of fans watching on YouTube for sure, and loads of fans watching around the world. What do we expect from Almeida today? Starting P9, the same as yesterday. Big chance. Big chance. Seems to be able to make his way forward in races. Qualifying is the struggle at the moment. But with Cal Halper, his teammate, being P2 and P1 yesterday, there's definitely qualifying pace in that car. So Almeida, watch out for him as the season does indeed progress. That's for sure. Ultimately, race pace is where you earn the dough. Nick Hanker then for Speed Monkeys in the 99 Aston Martin, starting down in P8, just one position up, on the 4th row of the grid. Hello to everybody on YouTube, to anybody watching around the world on television as well. If you'd like to get yourselves involved and ask any questions, I am available on social media, @TrollVision on Instagram and indeed Twitter, all one word. Here's the number 77 and JP Southern. How you doing, Thomas? Hopefully you're all well. Let me know where you're watching from around the world, and indeed who you're supporting. JP Southern there, showing his very relaxed side. Moritz Lohner, everybody's favourite sim racer. Unless Tim Heinemann's in earshot. He can't hear me, can he? No, everybody's favourite sim racer, Moritz Lohner. Podium City yesterday, got 3rd position. He's in 6th spot. And he said that the outside line here is the more favourable line for a race start. So expect to see him absolutely flying up the order here. Maiden victor yesterday, Colin Carasani, of course, winning the race here at Imola on the Saturday. P5 today. Was on the front row yesterday and managed to get into the lead of the race. Going to be a lot harder if that's to be the case today, but showcased a skill set where he was able to drive away from the pack. He was able to then manage a gap as well. So if he can get a couple of positions early here, he will be able to pile the pressure on whoever is in the lead. That is for sure. Stefan supporting Rodrigo Almeida there from Mozambique. Love to see that. Edward Pickering, hello. Unfortunately, Ronald Moritz can't hear you. But here is the official grid then. Jacob Regal for Team Speed Monkeys is on pole position. He indeed acquired 3 points for that as well in the number 63. Eduard Kauhalper, P1 yesterday, P2 today. Has to have learned his lessons from yesterday. Kind of went backwards at the race start. What has he learned from this? Can he go one better today and get into the lead and potentially win the race? Then we've got Ricky Capo. I can assure you he is from Australia in the Kuss Team Bernard team. And again, not had many laps really this weekend due to issues, but to be on P3, there's definitely some pace to be unlocked in that car. Then we had Tim Heinemann and Carasani behind. Moritz Lohner is in 6th. We've got Southern and Hanker, Almeida and Uverhaus. And then we've got Lewis Henkefen, Tiago Vivacqua, Mark De Fulgencio, Mikhail Pitamba, Alexandre Papadopoulos, Sterian Folev, and indeed Jordan Wallace. Unfortunately, Daniel Gregor unable to race this weekend due to an incident that happened in free practice 1, too much damage to indeed get themselves to any race so far this weekend, as we look on board here with that Toyota Supra. Is that a Supra? Yes, it is. Tim in the background there. By the looks of things, putting his makeup on before he gets in the car, which we like to see. Championship leader as well is Tim Heinemann. Not had the greatest of weekends, but a great qualifying session today. What can he do in a race? We know he's a bit of a magician. the most experienced driver in the field as well when it comes to this specific championship and also GT racing as a whole. So Ricky Capo, again, who's had the least amount of laps of anyone on this grid so far, has managed to drag this car up to P3. Definitely some more pace out there as well, and has a bit of a fan base. Nice little wave there as well. One of the most relaxed human beings I've ever had the pleasure of having a conversation with. But when it comes to racing now, it's buckle down, get that job done. So there is your grid. Minus 2 drivers. So I was just mentioning there, Daniel Gregor, unfortunately, had an incident in free practice 1 and the damage has rendered the weekend done. And Sophie Hoffman, unfortunately, the engine has blown on the Audi as well. So we will see her back in 2 weeks' time at the Norris Ring in Nuremberg. So no racing today, unfortunately. So 17 cars will take to the start here. It's a 30-minute race plus 1 lap. So that means that they'll get to the end of the lap where it's 0 seconds on the clock left, and then they have to do 1 additional lap. Eduard Kauhalper, P2 today. Was P1 yesterday? Like I mentioned, has to learn the lessons from yesterday, and I'm sure will absolutely have done so. And expect to see Eduard really pushing here to potentially get that BWT Mucker Motorsport car across that line in P1. Peter Mucker has already managed to get a race victory this weekend in the Classics. So can we get a second race win for the team here? Thank you, Marcus. That is true. It's a long name. It is a very long name. Welcome to everybody that indeed is watching. Sophie Hoffman in the chat as well. Great to see you supporting the series, Sophie, and such a shame that you're not racing. So close yesterday to getting those points as well. It will happen, for sure. So Susan, one of the Porsche, had a technical issue or a software issue with the gearbox. So it's something that was fixable. The other Porsche, not so much, unfortunately. So the one in P3 was fixed. Here's your pole sitter, though. A maiden pole position in race number 4 here for the German, Jacob Riegel. And I was told before yesterday's race that everybody was hoping that the Aston Martin was slow in a straight line. But unfortunately for them, it wasn't. It was an absolute rocket ship. So expecting to see this car do very, very well indeed. The only disappointing factor is that the pole position sitter goes on the inside line. So I was told by multiple drivers today the left-hand side of this circuit is not the best to start on. So Riegel has to be on his toes for sure. I will see you at the Norris Ring, Sophie. We'll come and have a chat. And wish you a safe journey home. Bevo supporting Jordan as well. Yeah, Jordan Wallace is starting P17, but so much improvement this weekend. Really starting to get to grips with the car. And I'm saying that for a lot of drivers. This week 2 has been a coming-of-age week for a lot of these drivers, and I genuinely believe from the fastest to the slowest drivers each week is the closest we have ever had. It's the best grid we've ever had. It's just making it super, super exciting. And there's no real standout. Tim was the standout driver in week 1 with races 1 and 2, but this week it's not been the case. I genuinely believe we are going to see 6, maybe 7, potentially 8 different race winners this season, which is great all around. We've already had 2. We've had Colin Karasani that managed to get victory yesterday, and we've had Tim Heinemann who managed to get 2 victories in week 1. Correct there, Ronald. Yes, started from the left-hand side. R364N, you've got to thank DTM. DTM are very much open to new ideas and being very innovative in terms of getting the chat involved on YouTube, also embracing people watching it on television around the world, being able to send messages. And ultimately, we want everybody who is watching right now to understand the championship so that they want to come back and watch it a second time, a third time, and become fans forever. So that is the premise of what we're trying to do here. But make sure that you do indeed enjoy what you're about to watch, because this will be an incredible 30 minutes. So make sure that you've got some drinks, make sure you've got some snacks. Things are about to go down. It's going to be awesome. Formation lap then is underway. Jacob Riegel in the Speed Monkeys team in the Aston Martin will indeed take us away. Eduard Kauhalper then in second position in the BWT Mucker Motorsport Automobile, the number 18. Again, started pole position yesterday, gained those 3 points, but just fell backwards early on in the race. Elbows need to be out today from the Frenchman, and I'm sure yesterday would have been very disappointing, but what he would have learnt from those situations will be invaluable in his development as a racing driver. And maybe we will already see the improvement coming through today. W-Tech, you're coming to watch in Spa later this year. Well, you have to keep an eye out for the guy wearing a pink shirt on the Sunday and come and say hello, because I will be at Spa. I will for sure happily come and say hello. It certainly is Miguel Ramirez. So halfway round the formation lap then we go. Everyone just trying to get some heat into those tyres, which is quite ironic because with about 10 minutes to go, they'll all be hoping not to get any more heat into their tyres. The tyres go off very, very quickly. A full qualifying session for most here. Mark De Fulgencio yesterday started P17 and actually managed to get up to P9 on the first lap because he didn't do qualifying. So he had a fresh set of rubber for the race, and it was that much of a difference. It was ridiculous. So today, there were a couple of cars that managed to come into the pits early and maybe have a better lifespan. Particularly JP Southern and Karasani. Karasani did a couple of slower laps near the end. But JP Southern, maybe watch out for that Audi. I'm not sure the Audi's overly too fast around here, but with the tyre differential, might have an opportunity to make some positions up early in this race. Yesterday's race was frantic. It was very exciting for many different reasons. Race 2 will absolutely be the same. It's the final race of the weekend for these DTM Trophy drivers. Tim Heinemann leads the championship, but there's a good shout that there might be someone new leading the championship come the end of this race, although Tim is in P4. Regal will take us away. He starts on the front row in pole position on the right-hand side of your screen in that number 63. We've got Eduard Kauhalper in second position. Then we've got Capo and Heinemann on the second row. It's a long, long wait here for them to get this green light. It feels like an age for me, so I can only imagine it feels even longer for the drivers. Look how close that Porsche is. Look at Heinemann. He's playing the wily old Fox game. There are 10 red lights on your screen waiting for them to go green. It is indeed race 4 of the season here of the DTM Trophy 2022. And we are green light racing here. Ricky Capo already getting side by side with our pole sitter off the circuit. He goes, he will have to back out here. They're all off the circuit here. Kauhalper is indeed going to go up into the lead of this race. Tim Heinemann up to second, but I tell you what, he's going to be in the lead here. Sweeps it round the outside. Oh, it's a delicious move from the German. Championship leader, leader of the race. He's got the BOP, unfortunately not in his favour this weekend, but he is dragging that car around right now and makes a great move. While the other three, P1, P2, P3, all having fun out there off the track in the grass. Tim Heinemann does indeed have the lead. Someone else who wins out here, Colin Karasani, of course, winner from yesterday, is already up to P3. Thea Uverhaus trying to make a move here on Regal. Regal already dropped down into P4. And what a fast, frenetic start we've indeed had. Nick Hanker's moved up the order here as well in the Aston Martin. So not a good day so far for Regal, but Hanker is indeed starting to get involved here. Tim Heinemann just streaking away, letting everybody else really get involved here. Papadopoulos up to P7. So Alexandre Papadopoulos having a great time here. Actually raced here 6 weeks ago in another European series, so has a bit of experience around this circuit. So yesterday I was thinking none of these drivers had ever done laps around here, but he has, and to be fair, it does show. Yesterday really got his elbows out and really was a defensive presence, managed to get his first points of the season as well. But ultimately, the second race here, he's absolutely eclipsing his performance from there. Thea Uverhaus runs a little bit wide. He's got Nick Hanker trying to find a little bit of room to manoeuvre. Go a bit further back then. We've got Moritz Lohner in behind Papadopoulos. We've got Almeida, Vivacqua, Fulgencio, Capo. Capo down to P12 from P3. Again, we will get a replay of that race start and see exactly what happened there, but Yeah, no one was giving an inch, that's for sure. We had 3 drivers, I think, off the track at one point. Vivacqua makes a lovely move up the inside. It's aggressive, but it absolutely sticks there. Fulgencio is going to take full advantage of this as well. And unfortunately, that is not going to work out there for Almeida. Almeida is absolutely dropping back here like a stone. Across the line they come, then it is Heinemann that leads here. Cowhalper second, Karasani in third position. And then you've got this cluster of 4 cars that are a little bit further back ultimately here with Regal, Uverhaus, Hanke, Papadopoulos, Moritz Lohner. Then it's that group, it's that cluster. It's Vivacqua leading to Fulgencio. Then they're leading Almeida, then Capo. Capo again just not had that good start. That one incident at the start here has absolutely cost him track position. And then you've got just behind them Henkefend, Folev, Pitamba, Southern and Wallace. Every single car still going strong here on lap number 2, which is ultimately the best thing about this situation, because we've seen some incidents in the early stages of every single race so far this season. So fantastic to see. And well, I was talking prior to this race saying Cowhalper, what has he learned from yesterday? Pole position, and then he just went backwards down to P5 and he was kind of stuck there for the whole race. Cowhalper, he may have lost a bit of time at the start of this race to Tim Heinemann. It was about 1.6 seconds the difference. Now it's only 0.6 of a second. Eduard Cowhalper is absolutely looking to be the 3rd different winner of a race this season. Obviously, Tim Heinemann is not going to let it happen that easy, but look how close it is up then towards that final chicane. And well, Tim Heinemann, of course, does not have the success ballast on his car anymore as well, remember. So track limits warning for Karasani, by the way, and Nick Hanke, just to let you know. But yes, Tim Heinemann does not have the success ballast on his car anymore, because ultimately he didn't finish even in the top 10, but it's top 3 to get the success ballast. But right now he has got a mirror full of AMG, and this will be a hellacious battle, I can assure you right now. Cowhalper is the young pretender, if you like, versus the seasoned champion. And Heinemann will not make this easy at all. So this is, well, it's got all the hallmarks of an absolute classic encounter. And Pitamba then off into the gravel for the 2nd time today. Very, very unfortunate there, as the BMW straight line speed is, well, streaking past Alexandre Papadopoulos down in towards turn number 1 into the first chicane. And Moritz Lohner is going to gain some positions, but look at this, look how close it is. Cowhalper is very close here to Tim Heinemann. Is he going to be close enough to make a potential move then through in towards that 2nd chicane and then maybe outbrake that Toyota in towards Toza? Oh, nearly got a good exit there, just on the power a little bit too early, pinned it a little bit too early, and ultimately just lost a bit of traction. And it's actually the front end that started shaking around. Tim will live to fight another day as it stands. And how long are these two going to battle? Will it give the opportunity for Karasani? Will it give the opportunity for Regal and Uverhaus to potentially move up the order? Well, we're about to find out as we come through Piratella down towards Aqua Minerale. It's still the lead for the Toyota. It's still the lead for the number 90, Tim Heinemann. As we go through the right-hander, lots of curb being used there by Tim. Up the hill we come to that final chicane once again. And yes, the whole front 5 are closing up here. This could be a dreamy kind of race right now. Cowhalper may struggle to make the move here cleanly, but I think he has to get it done. He has to almost take a chance, I think, because he might be swamped sooner rather than later. As Vivacqua here is up ahead now of Fulgencio. So they're off to now chase down Papadopoulos, then potentially Moritz Lohner. Cowhalper is going for the lunge here in towards the 2nd to last corner. It's brilliantly done so far. Tim Heinemann bites back on this cherry up the inside through the final corner. Again, this is going to cost them both time. Karasani is sat on his cockpit right now, smiling like a Cheshire cat, because he's now in the hunt for the race lead. Cowhalper, for the 3rd time, tries to make something work. It's not worked out there. Squeezing Karasani off the circuit here. Karasani round the outside down towards turn number 1. Oh, it's a sensational move. Of course, race winner from yesterday, now up to P2. Cowhalper is absolutely going to try and get back involved there again. Not quite close enough. Regal now involved. Theo Uverhaus now involved. And Nick Hanke as well. Meanwhile, Tim Heinemann looking in his rearview mirror thinking, this is brilliant stuff here. All of you guys can just crack on fighting and I will just drive away. Karasani, they're looking to be a double race winner here at Imola. And well, with that kind of overtaking, squeezed off circuit, 2 wheels on the grass, he made it stick there. Theo Uverhaus with a little nudge up the inside of that Speed Monkeys Aston Martin of Jacob Regal, not able to get the job done. Cowhalper then with contact with the P2 Karasani car. As we come then over the top of Piratella, once again, holding a much tighter line there is Cowhalper. The exit, though, compromised with a bit of curb usage, or a bit too much curb usage. Tim Heinemann still holding a very slender lead. Moritz Lohner all of a sudden might be in a decent position to take full advantage here. I've got some bad news for Tim Heinemann right now as well. Look at this move. It's a sensational move on the absolute limit of the car. Realised it was, I have to go for this, or I'm going to lose so much momentum in a straight line. And that, for me, already is move of the season. Superb stuff there from Colin Karasani, as we see Papadopoulos defending from Vivatka in the background. So, unfortunately, car 90 is an incorrect start procedure under investigation for Tim Heinemann. So that is not good news there for Tim Heinemann. So the incorrect start procedure, and we have seen that happen before, and it's normally a drive-through penalty. So that was, we've not seen one this season, so the rules may be a little bit different this season, but we're going to check it out right now. Here is your race start, and well, it was maybe 3 seconds into this race and it went crazy. Capo with a great start, and Regal just chucked him onto the grass. Look at this, and Capo just did not back out. He did not back out at all. He kept his foot planted, and then Regal's off, completely off. Capo's to his left-hand side, and it's effectively ruined Capo's race entirely. And then, well, to be fair, where could Regal go? Cowhalper squeezed both of them. So it's not really Regal's fault. In all fairness, you'd probably go as far to say as Capo should have just got out of that situation, but he would not have seen Cowhalper. And when it's 3 wide like that, Cowhalper doesn't know it's 3 wide because he doesn't see Capo. Capo doesn't see Cowhalper. So really, the only one in that situation that can back out is Regal, and there's no chance of him doing that. He's in the middle, indeed, of them both, trying to gain both positions. We saw there a little bit of a nudge off the circuit by Jordan Wallace, as we see a potential move here. So we just missed this. Well, we saw this, didn't we? Of course, sorry. Cowhalper diving up the inside of the second to last corner, and Tim Heinemann was like, yeah, absolutely, I know you're going too fast for that corner. I've been in this situation many a time before. I'll absolutely retake the position. And then, well, the craziest overtake of the race so far as Karasani holds on to that P2. Lots of replay action here. Oh, incredible stuff. So Tim Heinemann still does lead, again, with an investigation hanging over his head. There's still 21 minutes to go. This is an absolutely ridiculous race here. Hopefully everybody at home is enjoying this. If you have any questions, you 100% should indeed get yourselves involved in the YouTube chat. Down then towards turn number, well, the final corner, ultimately here. Tim Heinemann still leads. Cowhalper is piling enough pressure onto Karasani, which means Karasani can't really go and attack Tim Heinemann. So this is a really, really good thing for Tim. Moritz Lohner, you can see in the background there with a little bit of success ballast, finishing P3 yesterday. Down in what would be P7. Papadopoulos right up and behind him here. And Papadopoulos under a lot of pressure from Almeida. Almeida then is going to have to go round the long way if he wants to make this stick here. AMG versus AMG then has to go and defend from Ricky Capos. Capos trying to potentially get both of them here. Round the outside we go from Almeida. Does he make it sticky? Absolutely does. Brilliant stuff from Almeida. Rodrigo Almeida from Mozambique, showing us the way of how to make an overtake through one. Incredible stuff there. Capo not able to follow anyone through. Papadopoulos now needs to indeed stop the bleeding here, losing far too many positions far too quickly. Just about in the top 10, just about holding on to that solitary point. No, ladies and gentlemen, there's no safety car. This is legitimately the battle for the lead. Heinemann, Karasani, Cowhalper. We've then got Regal, Uverhaus, and then Hanke just in behind. Moritz Lohner a little bit further back. And with, what, 19 minutes, 30 seconds to go, you can see that Karasani now has a little bit of breathing room to the cars in behind him, which means he can now really go and force himself upon Tim Heinemann and that Toyota and try and get that double race victory. Absolutely phenomenal stuff here. As you can see now, Cowhalper having to defend from Regal. Regal, our pole sitter. Cowhalper was our pole sitter yesterday, was on P2 today, and actually he's got an absolute flyer through that final chicane. Down to Ravazza we are coming. And the front three separated by absolutely nothing. You could cover them with a loincloth at this point. And while, as you can see, Karasani has to go in very, very tight because Cowhalper's trying to make a move around the outside. And now he sends one up the inside. He's not going to be able to complete that move. And Karasani's off into the gravel here. He's going to lose so much momentum. There's a pit wall to watch out for. Goes the wrong side of the orange cone. And now all of a sudden, Jacob Regal, who was indeed on pole position, now moves up to third spot. Should get a run here to potentially make a double overtake along this start-finish straight. Is he close enough here, though? Karasani looks like he might be able to hold on to fight for another day. Tim Heinemann still leads this race. Overhaus now joining in. Hanke is still there. And Moritz Lohner is closer than he's ever been before. Vivakwa's got a bit of breathing room behind. Cal Halper runs off circuit again. Gravel being chucked up everywhere. Overhaus, the number 34 BMW, having to go defensive from Nick Hanke. The front six now separated by around about a second and a half as we head up towards Tozer here. Not even halfway through this race. Well, almost a bit of a fake move there from Jacob Riegel, trying to force a mistake there from Colin Karasani. Not going to quite work out there. As you can see, Nick Hanke runs off out into the very dry grass there, hence all of the dust being kicked up. As we come through Piratella once again. Again, car number 90 is under investigation for the start procedure. And well, here is the potential move there from Cal Halper, and you can see he just got held up ever so slightly by Karasani. Karasani leaning on every ounce of experience there whatsoever to hold on to that position. A potential dive. Cal Halper realised very quickly that if he does make that move stick, 3 or 4 cars behind are probably going to get a better run. Then Karasani runs off the circuit here. Looks like he's going to make an emergency pit entry. And wow, the presence of mind there to not aggressively try and get back onto the track, that shows the experience levels of Karasani. So again, he could have tried to get himself back on track as soon as he possibly could, didn't panic, realised there's plenty of room to work with, and not only did he not lose a position, he's right behind the leader still there. So really good stuff from Karasani. And that shows why he is a race winner in this championship. This is ridiculous stuff here. It's so, so close as we come over the start-finish line. We've got 16 minutes, 40 seconds left on the clock. It's Tim Heinemann that leads, but he's under some severe pressure from Karasani. Karasani's got that BMW in a straight line. It is an absolute rocket ship. Are we going to see the second move around the outside of the day? Karasani, race winner from yesterday. Can he get into a position to win this time round again? He can't. He loses out on grip there. He's on the absolute limit. Tim Heinemann, leaning on all of his experience as well, holds on to the lead. And now look at Jacob Riegel. Jacob Riegel is absolutely up the inside here of Karasani. Not quite anymore. And wow, I am absolutely breathless here. So much action coming your way. It's super clean, it's super fast. It's exceptional stuff here from our trophy drivers. Through Tozer they come once again. And it's still Tim Heinemann that leads this race. Theo Overhaus under some immense pressure from Nick Hanke as well. Hanke decides to back out of the situation and wait to fight another day. And I'm telling you right now, if you're not patient in this situation, if you try and make a move and try and go too deep into a corner and slow yourself down, you're going to lose 4 or 5 positions here. So if you're going to try and make an overtake, it has to be perfect. Tim Heinemann, well, leaving as much room as he possibly can. Well, no, I think he could have left a little bit more room there. Karasani, though, because of him being squeezed onto that curb, just was not able to get the traction on the exit. And this is why Tim Heinemann is a DTM Trophy champion. This is why he's the most winningest driver of all time in this championship. And that's why he's scored the most points in the history of the championship as well. So we're heading towards the end of lap number 8 here. The halfway point of our race. And if the second half is half as good as the first half, we are in for a very good 15 minutes, aren't we? Still Tim Heinemann that leads. Karasani will absolutely catch up through this part of the circuit, but the BMWs, if they want to get into the lead and want to get this job done, they have to do it the hard way, because the last 10 minutes of this race is going to be very difficult for them to hold on. So again, the car 90 under investigation for the incorrect start procedure. There has been no ruling on it as of yet. So there's been no ruling out on it as of yet. And it looks like car 47 is under investigation then for leaving the track. So that's Colin Karasani. So for leaving the track. Theo Overhaus then defending valiantly from Hanke. Now Hanke's under pressure here from Moritz Lohner. It's the quickest formation lap of all time there, with the front 4 being 2x2. Bit of a mistake there from actually the Toyota and the BMW. But ultimately, so same with Riegel. Cal Halper really trying to take full advantage of any potential mistakes here. Tyres are at this stage of the race. None of these drivers at the front have been able to save the tyres at all. So whatever tyre wear they have, they have. As we head then over the top of Piratella for the 9th time of this race. Front 4 have kind of got away here. Hanke and Theo Overhaus battling so incredibly has meant that they've got a bit of a gap now to the group in front, so they kind of need to chill out a little bit here. As Vivakwa's now caught up as well, so's Almeida. Ricky Capo all of a sudden is in the top 10. And it's just not that much of a difference between first and 10th. As it stands, it's 5.2 seconds separating our top 10 here. So all it's going to take is a couple of mistakes. You've got Henkefen as well in P11. He's not far behind. Very similarly, JP Southern, he's in P12. So one mistake here, if you're near the front, you are going to lose so many positions. But as we come up towards the end of lap number 9, Tim Heinemann still leads the race. Said he's not felt comfortable in the car all weekend. Yet here we are. The guy is a magician. But I tell you what, I think Karasani is as close as he's ever been here. He's going to have to do it again, isn't he? He's going to have to go the long way round to make this work. Regal also going to try and follow him through. Has Heinemann got a problem here? Heinemann's car is very, very slow along the start-finish straight. That's the slowest we've seen it. So that's very worrying here. Has that Toyota got an issue? The move's been made. Karasani leads. And car 90 actually has to give up 2 positions, so that's the penalty. And now Heinemann's got to do this hard work again to try and get into the lead. Karasani runs ever so slightly wide here, and now he's got Regal right up in behind him here through that second chicane. Kallhauper side by side then with Tim Heinemann. Heinemann will close that gap as quick as it opens. Part of someone's car's just flown off there as well. Thea Uverhaus involved here as well. So's Moritz Lohner. Everybody's closed up. It's an absolute train here for the DTM trophies. Hanke is going to try and make a move on Uverhaus as he's now indeed been slowed up and checked up there by Eduard Kallhauper. Heinemann seems like he's been defending for the whole lap here from that pink AMG. And still holds onto the position just about. The front two have kind of got away ever so slightly. Karasani in a... Well, I tell you what, the position's been given. It's done. Kallhauper does move up into P3. Heinemann realizes how much time they're losing, considering the front two are just driving away. And as I say that, I am genuinely wondering if that Toyota has got an issue, even though the positions were given back earlier on. Just the car seems like there might be some issue here. Thea Uverhaus then the next one to try and potentially make the move. But Karasani is in an unbelievable position here to potentially get 2 wins from 2. So yeah, the car 90 has to give up 2 positions, ladies and gentlemen watching at home, due to an incorrect start procedure. Around that final corner we go. Karasani, you don't have to ask him twice. As soon as he's got clear air, he is off into the distance. Theo Uverhaus and indeed Nick Hanke battling to hold on. So what would be P5? Has Kallhauper dropped back here? No, Kallhauper is still in P3. So yeah, Hanke and Uverhaus battling for a top 5. And you can see here Moritz Lohner is also trying to follow them through. And I think you'll find here the number 99, Hanke, is going to hold on. On the edge of grip there is Theo Uverhaus. Moritz Lohner not able to take full advantage. And now Thiago Vivacqua in the Audi. The Audi seem to think that the car is pretty good in the long run. So at this stage of the race might be a car that can gain a few positions. But yeah, Heinemann now is indeed dropping back. Karasani with a double win here might be in a position to take the lead of this championship, depending how far Tim falls back. If Tim can hold on to a P4, then jobs are good, and so he's going to be in a good spot to still lead this championship. But Karasani has absolutely taken a huge chunk out of that with 2 race victories as it stands. Ricky Capo right in behind Rodrigo Almeida with 9 minutes 40 seconds to go. You can see Henkefen's left rear, part of the bumper there hanging off of the car. Shouldn't have too much of an effect. As Vivacqua runs wide, Almeida, I think, might be making up that position. We're looking a little bit further up the order here. We're on board then with Uverhaus. So yeah, Uverhaus is just in behind Hanke, who's in behind Heinemann. So, wow, hold on, what's happened here? So there's Vivacqua. So Vivacqua's P8. So was there any contact there? Not sure what's quite happened. I think he might have dropped back. Yeah, he's dropped back from this pack, hasn't he? So Vivacqua's now behind Almeida. He's behind Capo. He's behind Henkefen. That puts Henkefen now into the top 10. And JP Southern as well. Hanke off the circuit again, the second driver we've seen. And number 47 was under investigation for that. And there's been no further action. So if you think that JP Southern might be in a bit of trouble as well, he won't be, because we've already seen one driver get away with it. So there's Vivacqua dropping down to P12. And it looks like Heinemann's in the lead of the race still, but he's not. He's currently in P4. The front 3 separated by 2 seconds. Karasani's just absolutely checked out since he's got into the lead. A bit of clear air, and he is in absolute dreamland here. But can Jacob Regal mount a challenge with 8 minutes to go? Does he have the tyres to mount that challenge? Pole position today, of course. It has the one-lap pace, 100%. Can he mount a challenge on Karasani? That is the big question. Welcome to everybody watching around the world, whether you're watching on television or indeed whether you're watching with me on YouTube. I'm looking at the YouTube chat right now. If you guys want to get yourselves involved in the chat, let me know where you're watching from. Indeed, let me know who your favorite driver is. Karasani, gap maybe coming down ever so slightly. And now it's just gone back up instantly. Cowhalper looks like he might be the quickest out of the front three, and actually he's just done a purple sector number 1. So Cowhalper is absolutely flying here. Tim Heinemann's kind of being given a get out of jail free card here because Theo Uverhaus is all over the back of the Aston Martin. It just means that Hanke cannot attack Heinemann unless he's 100% sure he can get the move done. I tell you what, that's a really good exit from the BMW. I think Hanke's in trouble here as we come then down in towards Ravazza. With 7 minutes left on the clock, is Theo Uverhaus close enough to make a move? He is not this time round. There we go, around those final 2 corners, and now it's the long run down towards turn number 1. And that Toyota, what, for sure. Well, it was the Toyota then that lost the part of the car on the rear. So that's what we saw flying off of a car, and it's obviously effective performance because he was leading the race, not comfortably, but leading the race all the same. But since then, it's just not been quite as fast. Look at Regal, definitely catching up, flashing his lights just to say, hello, hi Tim, I'm here. Tim knows you're there. He's got a rear view mirror. You don't need to flash your lights, you're all good. Through the first chicane we go. Oh, Tim on the limit of grip, just about holds on to the car. The weight transfer there did not look good at all. And Tim Heinemann, again, leader of this championship, might be in a little bit of trouble. But if there's one driver that can indeed nurse this car home and get a magical result, it absolutely is Tim. So many people. We've got people from Norway, people supporting Moritz Lerner. We've got Bevo from Maryland. Marco, greetings from Germany. Oh, there you go. So just hit that yellow curb, didn't he, in the middle of the curb. So mid-air, and it's just shot him off. Very lucky there. Kobe Larson from America, welcome. Hopefully you're all well. John Gibbons, you're new to DTM. No favorites yet. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this race. If this is a new race, it's your first time watching, you're in for a treat. It's pretty much this good every time. I'm not going to lie. 100% Bandit. Cannot disagree with that. The universal language of motorsport. Again, hopefully you are indeed all enjoying this. Make sure you do indeed subscribe to the channel as well if you're watching on YouTube or wherever you're watching around the world. You can watch there every single time we're live. Head to DTM.com. And indeed, you can get the calendar there as well, so you know exactly when the races are. The next time we'll be live will be in 2 weeks' time from the Norris Ring, which is the most unique circuit in Europe, maybe the world, and you guys will absolutely love it. And if you want to have a little taster, well, you can actually find last season's finale as Henkefend moves up the inside. Oh, ever the opportunist. Capo makes a little bit of an error. Almeida tries to then make a move, and then Henkefend comes through, and you can see that JP Southern in that number 77 Audi is also trying to follow Henkefend through as well. And this basically means they're all gaining extra points. So they're all battling for the points positions right now. Moritz Lohner trying to make a move here on a fellow BMW driver in Theo Uverhaus. Tim Heinemann very much struggling with that chicane there, especially the entry. The exit not so bad. As Capo, oh, Moritz Lohner's in trouble. Oh, he's got an issue here. Oh, it's heartbreak for Moritz Lohner. Incredible weekend so far with a P3 and lovely podium. And he's dropping like a stone here, ladies and gentlemen. And that is not good. Doesn't look like any fluids coming out from that car. But Moritz Lohner is in a whole heap of trouble here. Back up the order then for that fourth battle. And it's still Tim Heinemann that leads the way. In terms of this battle, particularly. Not the leaders right now. Karasani is flying towards a double race victory here at Imola. As we head then down towards Acqua Minerale. Tim Heinemann is just making that Toyota Supra so wide right now. He's making it as wide as 2 Priuses. As we head in towards that final chicane. Oh, a fake move there by Regal. And Heinemann just didn't move. Didn't move at all there. And there are some opportunities here for a couple of these drivers as the Aston Martin is also going slow there, so the exit speed was not good. Uverhaus has got to try and take full advantage here. Look at Capo. Capo's gone from P3 down to P12, and there's going to be contact between these two for sure. And Uverhaus then's going to leave that door open for the Porsche. I think Capo's going to absolutely say, thank you very much. I'll have my birthdays and Christmases all rolled into one. And that's P6 for him. And look at Henkefend. Henkefend wants to also be involved in this invite. He wants to be Capo's +1. But in the background, JP Southern is trying to go around the outside of Almeida as well. Incredible scenes here. Slipstream being used here by JP Southern as well. Henkefend rally crossing his way across the start-finish line. And Uverhaus, as quickly as he gained a position, is now dropping positions as well. Really unfortunate there, and all it takes is one bad exit, one failed overtake, and when the field is this close, unfortunately, you're going to lose positions. Through the first sector, we are indeed coming here, and it looks like Fulgencio might be in trouble here as well. His car's pulling over to one side. Well, Moritz, hold on. Moritz is still at the back of this. Well, he must have had a technical issue that he was able to fix in the car, because Moritz all of a sudden is right on the back of this pack again. Moritz has managed to get to the back of the pack here again. I have no idea what's going on. I'm sure you've all had that impression about my commentary for a long time, but right now I genuinely have no idea. Capo looking to try and get a top 5. Hanka has, well, he's going to be sick of the sight of the Toyota. Their garages are next to each other here as well, so he's going to be sick of the sight of that Toyota anyway, but he's just been right behind it pretty much for the whole race. As Henkefend there just gives Capo a little nudge up the hill. Henkefend being the driver we all would love to have behind us. A little nudge, make us go a little bit faster up the hill. And Capo, well, greatly received it as well. As I think JP Southern might be going for a little lunge here. Is he close enough? No, he's not. Still super, super close. We're not talking about him, but he's out in front right now. Colin Karasani, welcome to the DTM Trophy. Week 1, you could see he had bags of potential. A product of the BMW M2 Cup last season. So it's almost like a promotion up into the DTM Trophy. And well, he looked good in week 1, but week 2, and it's not a case of his cars being the most overpowered car in the world. He has absolutely scrapped to get into leading positions and then just looked untouchable. Phenomenally talented driver. Again, I said yesterday after winning a race, instantly becomes one of the favourites to win the championship, and if he can get a double win here, I would go as far to say he might be the favourite to win the championship because he just looks so, so strong. JP Southern goes up the inside there of Theo Uverhaus. Uverhaus just dropping like a stone here. I'm wondering if he might have an issue now. And it is true to say that the BMWs, once the tyres go, they absolutely go, apart from if you're in a lead and you can look after them. If you're battling, if you're running defensive lines left, right, and centre, you're on the absolute limit of those tyres. You're in trouble, aren't you? And we're seeing that Henkefend must have saved his tyres as well. As you see, Moritz Lohner, who was, I think, retired from this race in his brain, now not so much, and he's trying to get that final points paying position. Imagine Moritz Lohner does it. He was slow, it looked like he was retiring, but then he comes back from the flames as a point scorer here in race number 2. I think you'd see that as a very good weekend, considering the circumstances. Henkefend again, giving it a little high five to Capo. I think Capo just lost traction there as well. Here is your race leader about to come and start the final lap of today's race. The final lap of Imola for our DTM Trophy drivers. And Capo did lose the car. He did lose the car, and he's now dropped right out here. So Henkefend, oh, it's a puncture. Oh, this season's been so unlucky for Capo, but he's now got a right rear puncture. And hopefully the carcass there stays on the car so we don't get a safety car at the end here. With it being 0 seconds left on the clock, if it was a safety car now, it would finish under the safety car. So as we head up towards the final chicane, it is the final lap of this race. Ricky Capo's day or weekend has just gone from bad to worse, and it's a weekend to forget really for the Kuss Team Bernard performance, but they showed some pace. I think they had some serious pace in practice. It's just very unfortunate how the weekend has indeed gone. But they'll come back stronger. They'll come back at the Norris Ring and absolutely right the wrongs from this weekend. You can see the DTM Trophy cars sliding around. I have never, and I've been here for every single race of the DTM Trophy's existence, I have never seen tyre wear like this. The cars are sliding around through every single corner. So tyre management has never really been a massive factor. It's always been a factor, but not something that defines races. This season it absolutely will, as we see cars off the circuit there as well. As it stands, Moritz Lohner is going to get that final point as well. Oh, he's not. He's going to get an extra one here. It's a massive mistake there from Almeida. Grabs all the curb in the world. And while Moritz Lohner actually gets slowed down by that situation. down in towards Tozer. He's trying to send the nose up the inside of the hairpin as we go back on board with our race leader. Regal from pole position will absolutely take a second. I think he might be still a little bit disappointed, but he's building a little bit of a championship momentum run. Cal Halper, P3, he did a lot better than yesterday. He knows he's got qualifying pace. His race pace, once it gets better, he is going to be in the mix, that is for sure. And then you've got Tim Heinemann, who is, for me, had a hell of a drive here to manage to hold on to P4. He has just been driving with his mirrors pretty much from lap 5 onwards. Vivacqua is just outside those points as well. He was in second position coming into this weekend. Not had a good weekend, unfortunately, for him at all. Fulgencio 12th. We've then got Papadopoulos, Wallace, as your top 14. But it's all about Colin Carasani. It was not the greatest of starts to his DTM Trophy Championship, but showed promise. Oh, but in Imola, it is Colin Carasani season. Double race win then for the Dutchman, and in the BMW for Project One. Fantastic drive for him. Then we've got Jacob Regal for Speed Monkeys in second spot. Cal Halper, indeed, helping himself to a podium finish. Tim Heinemann with a magical drive there in P4. Hanke is going to get across the line here in 5th position, and then it's going to be Henkefend in the BMW in 6th spot. JP Southern is going to finish in 7th position. We've then got Uverhouse in 8th, Almeida 9th, Lona, who was retired. I'm pretty sure we all can agree on that one. He was going to be retiring from this race. That's not the case. He does get that final point, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Vivacqua just outside that top 10. He's going to finish in 11th. Then we've got Fulgencio in 12th position. Papadopoulos, who was in P7 at one point, just dropped back there at the end. Unfortunately, in P13, we've got then Jordan Wallace, who finishes in 14th. Pitamba and Folev are in 15th and 16th. And by the looks of things, Capo is out, well, it's just a DNF with a puncture there at the end. Didn't see exactly how that happened, but it was a puncture all the same. Wow, what a race. What a championship. There is your official results then. Carasani, Regal, Cal Halper, indeed, are our podium sitters for Project One, Speed Monkeys, and BWT Mucker Motorsport. We've then got Tim Heinemann in 4th position for Toyota Gazoo Racing Germany, powered by Ring Racing. Yes, the longest name in motorsport in history ever. Nick Hanke for Speed Monkeys then with, well, 2 drivers in the top 5 for Speed Monkeys. Great performance from them, not only on track, but social media as well. You should definitely keep an eye out on social media for them. We've then got Henkefend in 6th spot for Project One. Eastside Motorsport, JP Southern in 7th position. Vulcan Horse Motorsports, Theo Uverhouse in 8th. Then we've got Rodrigo Almeida for BWT Mucker Motorsport. Moritz Lohner for FK Performance Motorsport in 10th. Then we've got Thiago Vivacqua for Haida Motorsport. Fulgencio for FK Performance Motorsport in 12th. Papadopoulos for Selslag Racing Team SRT in 13th. Then we've got Jordan Wallace for FK Performance Motorsport in 14th. Pitamba in 15th for Haida Motorsport. FK Performance Motorsports Folev finishes in 16th. And Kuss Team Bernard. Ricky Capo with the DNF and the puncture. Whew. Now we can breathe. As you can see, all the celebrations going down here. Ready for the trophy ceremony. Celebrating the family and indeed the team. Shout out to the Knowles barbecue as well. Friends sending me texts, making me jealous of not being in a garden, enjoying the sunshine. But then again, look what I'm doing. DTM Trophy, one of the best races in the history of the championship. What an incredible day. Karasani taking a very deep breath. Very deserved victory. Double trophy. Smiles all round as well. I'll leave you now with the podium ceremony and then we'll join you back to show you the championship standings.
Ci accompagna con i loro ingressi in pista. È il momento di andare a premiare invece i giovanissimi talenti del DTM Trophy, ovviamente dedicato ai giovani con le loro GT4. È il momento di andare a presentare i protagonisti sul podio, a cominciare dal terzo gradino. Una gara vivace, combattuta, animata fino all'ultimo. Dalla Francia si aggiudica il bronzo di gara Edouard Copé, al quale tributiamo un grande applauso. Bravissimo e forte il pilota d'Oltralpe. E ora è il momento, mentre si allaccia la tuta, caldissimo fra l'altro nell'abitacolo delle vetture, per andare ad accogliere l'argento di gara, il secondo classificato con i colori della sua Aston Martin, Jakob Riegel dalla Germania. Speed Monkeys. E ora è il momento di accogliere innanzitutto il team che conquista la vittoria, è il team Project One. Facciamo accomodare il team owner, un bel applauso, con i colori ovviamente di BMW, ed è il momento del vincitore dall'Olanda, ancora una volta lui sul gradino più alto del podio, il numero 47 Colin Caresani, un bel applauso. E ora siamo pronti per ascoltare l'inno nazionale d'Olanda. Un grande applauso al podio e ora invitiamo insieme a noi Herr Harald Grö, former racing driver e team owner, pronto con il trofeo di bronzo. Ci portiamo verso il terzo classificato. Un grande applauso per il pilota d'Oltralpe Edouard Copé, che guadagna il trofeo di bronzo sulla stupenda pista Enzo e Dino Ferrari di Imola. Trofeo d'argento lo consegniamo direttamente nelle mani dell'alfiere di Aston Martin. Un bel applauso per Jakob Riegel dalla Germania. E ora trofeo per la squadra, un lavoro d'equipe, un successo d'equipe, guadagna la vittoria come team per la BMW Project One Racing. E ora il trofeo più ambito della conferma sui saliscendi del Santerno, perché ancora lui, il primo al traguardo dall'Olanda, vincitore Colin Caresani. So please guys, can you take place on the main step of the podium, the first one for the pictures, all together please. Looking the cameraman, and after this postcard we are ready for champagne. Si brinda sul podio.
Champagne indeed. Great ceremony there. Some incredible driving action this week from Imola. Some future stars there, all racing in the current.